When most people think about wall treatments, the first thing that pops into mind is paint or wallpaper. Well, today we're going to show you some very exciting alternatives that will really dress up your plain old walls. First of all, I'm here with interior designer Martin Raffone, who designed this amazing wall behind us. Martin, it's gorgeous.
Thank you, thank you.
And obviously something that we don't see every day.
No, not your typical paneling.
Tell me a little bit about the inspiration. Where did you get the idea?
The loft being quite minimal, I wanted something that was really textured to warm up the space. So here by the staircase and also by the fireplace was where I had the idea to do this really textured sculptural material. When lightning hits a tree and it splits open, that was the rough texture that
Well, this project obviously was not an inexpensive undertaking. Do you have some ideas for people who are on a tighter budget?
Absolutely. As I said, there's lots of resources online for reclaimed lumber, and I think that somebody that's handy with tools a little bit could definitely do something like this by simply laying out a design on a specific wall and ordering your lumber, cutting it up, and either gluing it up or attaching it with screws, etc. And I think that you could get a rusticated textural surface like this. Alternatively, there's fabulous wood grain wallpapers, which is a bit of an easier project, and you could certainly do it like a puzzle, you know, turning the grain in different directions to sort of create some interest.
Well, if you think that hanging wood on your walls is different, we're about to take different in a whole new direction at our next stop. Concrete. Definitely not the first thing that comes to mind when you're talking about wall treatments, but that's exactly what contractor Eric Kraus used on the walls in the home of Lizz Winstead. So that's pretty amazing. Tell me about the process used to cover these walls.
Well, we came up with an idea from a picture that Liz had seen in a magazine.
Yeah, it was a picture that was about this big. And I said, I want my walls like that. So instead of thinking, I wonder if it will look good or not on a big giant wall, I just said, do it, and took the risk.
I like that free spirit.
What we first did was we slammed some wire lath on the wall. Then we hit it with concrete weld, which is stuff that gives concrete the ability to bond to it. And then over that, we put a really dark color.
Which I have to say, I was not living here at the time, and I came home during the first process I saw was an entirely black cement wall, and I fell to my knees in the fetal position on the floor.
And you hated it. And so then what happened?
Well, that was just the first coat, because you have to have a base in order for colors to come flying through it. And then the second coat was this one here, which you see now, which allows the black stuff to bleed through, but also makes it really light and bright. And
So how long did it take from start to finish, from the picture to the finished product?
well, basically the whole thing, start to finish, probably 3 days, something like that.
Okay.
Meanwhile, she was sleeping on the couch waiting for us to finish.
Is this something that you have to hire a professional for, or is this something that a homeowner could do themselves?
I mean, a homeowner could do it themselves. You have to experiment. You have to be willing to experiment. It's just a matter of taking thin set, Structolite, cement, and some pigment, and you could do your kid's room in pink by adding the right kind of pigments to it. You could do your living room in bright yellow, or you could do any colors you want to do as long as you feel like you want to experiment.
All right, good to know. Well, thank you very much for sharing your work with us. There you have it, guys. 2 different applications, getting away from paint and wallpaper, moving toward wood and concrete. Back to you, Lou.